We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, good morning to those who look for all around. Hi there, I am Dr. Laquita J. I am a quality success strategist. Um, I also like to call myself a Naplex success coach, and I help pharmacists shift their mindset, strategize their plan, and still effective for the Naplex exam. I'm sorry, I had a whole mind blank. It's just I don't know what's going on, but welcome, welcome, welcome. I do want to come in today and let's talk about let's explore more of this KISS method. If you watch my YouTube channel, you notice that on Sunday I dropped a video talking about the KISS method. And there are different variations of the KISS method. So today I want to spend a little time digging on that. Digging in and talking about how we as pharmacists can use it, especially those who are studying for the Naplex exam, those who are in our career, how we can keep it simple and stop overcomplicating things, right? As high achieving people, we can oftentimes overthink and it becomes we get overthink and then because we're overthinking, we procrastinate. So this is one of the things of I am learning, and a lot of people I talk to just learn how to get out of your head and just really keep it simple, right? So today we're going to keep it simple, and I'm gonna give you practical tools on how to keep it simple. All right. So as always, let's just start by man, I can get like do a little background story, just a little bit, right? So KISS, the KISS method, it stands for keep it smart, keep it simple, smart. Um, Typically, but different. The last S typically don't goes a little different, right? It depends on what you use it for. So, keep it simple, smart is a principle that's truly rooted in the idea of the simplicity that simplicity leads to efficiency and effectiveness. So, this concept originally originated in the 1960s, and it has truly been profound across various fields and things of this nature. But I want to really explore, what it is for pharmacists. And the KISS method was introduced actually by a U.S. Navy engineer. And the acronym that was originally started was Keep It Simple, Stupid. But as we can see, that kind of has like a negative, contents to it. So but over time, want to evolve some more positive. That's why I came up with Keep It Simple, Smart. And as I said, let's keep it simple, sweetie. Let's just keep it simple, sweetie. But that's definitely one of the things. Now, the importance of using the KISS method is really about the cornerstone for your productivity and clarity. It's like I said, we're so much we're in these complex environments. We overthink, especially in healthcare, wherever field you may be. Reducing that complexity can lead to more effective outcomes, and that's why the KISS method really works, because overall the KISS method helps reduce stress and it helps with the confusion. Be having that, having that cognitive load, simplicity minimize that cognitive load, which makes it easier to focus on and understand tasks at hand. You know how you have this big project and it's like, oh my God, it's a lot, right? Um, Also, the KISS method enhances productivity. It helps you to streamline those processes more quickly. Just saying, looking at the broad scheme of things, and oftentimes you write down all the things you need to do, but then sometimes you look at your list and say, but really, what are the things I really must do? What are the things that will have the most impact and preserve my energy? That's definitely some things of what the KISS method can do. The third thing is KISS method also facilitates better decision making. And again, like I said, you're looking at the list and saying, but what is something that I can really do? And by making better decisions, you have fewer variables, fewer complications, and it makes your decision making more clear and more straightforward. And another important thing that the KISS method can do is promotes innovation. Like simple systems are easy to tweak and improve, which fosters innovation. We're not overcomplicating things like, oh, just do this and do that. It's like an easy time for us to pivot and become more creative with things. Look, let me know if I'm saying something to you, okay? Let me know. I know I can get the going and going because I do know I want to do like this little thing. You might be on lunch and I want to hold you up, okay? But let me know. And for those who are coming in, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Dr. Laquita J. Today we're talking about the KISS method, and it's keep it simple, smart. And I like to call it keep it simple, sweetie. But that's my personal um, thing on it. Anywho, the benefits, the true benefits for the KISS method for pharmacists is often because, especially for pharmacists, when you are studying for the boards, right? I'll say the benefits in general. You study for the boards. You streamline your study routines. You help that simplifies that study schedules and materials that lead to better retention. Help you to have less burnout. You also are able to improve retention of the information. Um, let me give you a scenario, right? So you know how you'll probably start studying for the exam, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that. But the reality of it is, you said that I'm going to let me get some concrete examples of. You said you're going to read these 3 chapters a day. You're going to do this quiz. You're going to take this quiz X amount of times until you have a passing score. You're going to use your study partner. You're going to go into the Facebook group and focus on what they said. Those are a lot of things. And so when you keep using the method, keeping it simple, you're able to streamline those study routines. Like truly simplify your schedule because you may try to complement your schedule with someone else who's working full time versus you not working at all. So that the thing too is you got to keep it simple. And also too, when it comes to retention information, you're focusing on there's a benefits of the KISS method because you're focused on all these things of like I said, you want to do this, you have your thing, you want to take these many quizzes this time to get a certain score, you want to go into the Facebook group and see what somebody else says. That hinders your retention of information because it put too much. Is You're not focusing on one thing. You're not focused on core concepts and essential information, and this creating more overwhelm because managing all this vast of information can really be daunting, and simplicity reduces that feeling. So this is why the benefits of the KISS method is truly needed. And then also too, it just helps overall with you as truly as a provider, um, increasing your efficiency in your practice, like having workflow systems and things of this nature. So when it comes to the KISS method, here are some practical tools, and I'm going to give you at least like 5 practical tools that you can really use to maximize the KISS method, especially when you're studying preparing for the Naplex exam. One is simplify your study plan. Truly break down your study material into manageable chunks. What does that look like? Simplify your study plan, manageable chunks looking like, okay, just say for instance, I have a course called Conquer ID in a Week, right? And this Conquer ID in a Week is broken down to manageable chunks where you're able to focus on one piece of the ID. And so I say I'm going to learn all ID, all these things like all the bugs, all the drugs, all the disease states, and that's just in the bacteria part. Not to mention the antifungals, the antivirals, HIV, hepatitis, all the things, right? Not to mention those things. You're just simply focusing on, hey, I'm going to, you're just saying broadly, I'm studying infectious disease, but what does that look like to break that down to manageable chunks? Like focus on one topic at a time instead of trying to tackle so many multiple areas simultaneously. That's one truly the way you can apply the KISS method. Two is focus on core concepts. Prioritize though higher concepts that are more likely to appear on the exam. For instance, I know a lot of times we so asphyxiated on, oh, we gotta know infectious disease, like my exam. And it's one of those things. Let me just say this here. Most people say like, oh, my exam was like 50% infectious diseases. So you mean to tell me, for example, there's 250 questions, 125 of them were infectious diseases? 125 were infectious diseases, and you how many disease states we covered in the 4 years? How many disease states does your prep book cover? Like, does that really make sense sometimes? But let me stop. Okay, let me stop. I'm just saying, but let me stop. Um, but you really want to focus on those core concepts, prioritize those high yield concepts. And the way you do that is like you create those summaries, you create those mnemonics, you keep in the toolkit, which I'll be revamping it, coming back with some more. Like I teach you, how to look up those mnemonics and how to make it work for you. So that's one definite thing you can do. Just and then find key points to like reinforce those concepts. But focusing on core concepts, meaning not necessarily we have to know all the things about every disease state, but knowing should identifying the things that are important and how we put it together. Third thing you can do is just use simple tools. Like instead of trying to, um, I would say let's leverage flashcards, right? But instead of trying to create your flashcards, do you know there are so many softwares that you can just search and there's already flashcards already made for you? Just leverage those things. Like keep it simple. Like we said, keep it simple, sweetie. Like, the flashcards. Why we spend all this time creating flashcards when it's a software that probably had the flashcard already deck already done for you. And you can tweak it however, but it's already done. Like let's write concise notes. Why are we trying to write basically regurgitate what's in the book that we're already writing? Like let's use concise notes. Let's use visuals and aids like diagrams and charts to help simplify this complex information. One of the biggest things I did during my third attempt for the Naplex is that I made it my own. I leverage using concise notes because, to be honest, I've always done that. If you give me something that's this thick, I'm going to reduce it to here. Like, that's just me and how I work. So, for me, I couldn't study, like, I had to put things in my own way. And I feel like it's less intimidating when I put it in my little book. Like, you took a book this thick and reduced it to a one subject tablet. Amazing, right? But it was easy for me. That's how I kept it simple, just using simple tools. So that's three. So we're coming in. If you're coming in, welcome again. We're talking now about how to apply the KISS method when you're studying for the Naplex exam. One is simplify your study plan. Two is focus on your core concepts. Three is use simple tools. And four is going to be set clear goals. I have a total video about creating smart goals, and that's one of the things that we have to off we overlook. What we need to do is create those clear goals. One, and again, define like smart goals: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant in time. But you have to define that specific achievable study objective. What does that look like? For example, set a goal to complete a number of practice questions each day. Set a goal to say, I'm going to cover this particular subject. Again, like I said, conquer idea in a week. So I'm going to say over the next 7 days, I'm going to conquer infectious diseases. That is a great approach, even to the point of looking at your prep book going to have different disease states listed in categories. Just designate days for that particular category. That may work for you, but just figure out, just set clear goals that work for you. And the fifth thing is going to be practice regular review. You have to review. If you don't review, you will forget. And that's one of the things that people always say. Have you realized I'll study one subject today and I'll go study another subject the next day, but then and the next day and 3 days later you go back to the subject you studied 2 days ago and you're like, I can't remember, because you're not reviewing. You have to regularly revisit the material you already covered to reinforce your memory and understanding. This will help boost your memory by constantly reviewing, constantly going over. It helps you a lot. So you have to do those things to help you. Okay? Look, okay? So here are some actionable things you can use. You can use the KISS method for studying. Declutter your workspace. Do you not know how much the area when you work in a cluttered workspace, how much that is, like how your brain is going? If you ever want to know, like, I feel like I'm all over the place. I feel so overwhelmed. I feel this, I feel that. Look at your workspace. Look at your space at all. Just look how you probably started already just dropping things down around in the house. Look at what it looks like. What, like, check that out. Like, you will see, like, oh, if you look around, you surrounded by clutter, your brain is cluttered, your mind is cluttered. So those are things you definitely want to look into. You want to do those things. Like, what does that truly look like? So I mean, not look like, declutter your workspace. Two, create a simple study schedule for you. Like, allocate those specific times for different topics and stick to the schedule. Like, avoid those multitasking and the focus at one subject. Like focus on those things. Like, avoid that multitask. Create a simple subject works for you. If you're working, you're gonna have to learn how to work the windows. Like, work the windows with times you can study. You are a parent, you are a spouse. You have to understand your time is different with other people. So you have to create a simple study schedule for you that's realistic for you. Like, again, make it realistic. That's one of the things about when it comes to the SMART method. People say relevant or realistic, but make it realistic, okay? Another actionable step you can take for using the K.I.S.S method for studying is using visual aids, especially you are a visual learner. Or to say, use the aid according to your learning style. And I have a video. I'm gonna have to just plug all these videos underneath this here, like, because I have so many videos on all these things. But we're gonna plug them below, so make sure you have these, okay? So just give me a moment, session on the YouTube channel, okay? But you have to look at those things. Like, use the aids that works best for you. Are you a visual learner that you need the diagrams and charts? Are you an auditory learner where you need to watch the videos? Are you a kinesthetic learner where you have to act as if you need the real life examples? So especially if you are a kinesthetic learner and you are working, you need that patient interaction. You need to act as if you are in a clinical setting. You are like you're working using your brain. So that's totally needed for you. If you are a pen and paper writer like me, I'm a pen and paper girl. Like, you need to write those things out as well. But that is use study aid that's best for you. Fourth thing you can do, just practice minimalism. Just simply practice that. Just say, for today, I'm only going to focus on this is disease state. Before I get into the drugs, the side effects, contraindications, the mechanism actions, all the things, can I simply say this is the disease state? These are the drugs that treat them. Just focus, like, just sometimes practice minimalism. Focus on the most important medication. Well, I'm saying focus on the most important medication. Focus on the disease state and just literally write down these are drugs that treat it. Can you know what drugs treat what disease state? Do you know the drugs that treat pulmonary arterial hypertension? Do you know the drugs that are used for gout? Then once we know the drugs, then add on another step of, okay, what's the mechanism of action? How do they do this? That could be just doing stepstones to that. But practice minimalism, okay? And always, the thing is, and the one thing we can't forget is to the number 5 actionable step you can take to using the K.I.S.S method for studying. Well, yeah, K.I.S.S method when you're studying is reflect and adjust. Reflect and adjust. Regularly review your study methods. Make adjustments as needed. Don't mean this is a one-time stop or one-time shop. Like, you have to constantly make adjustments. Do you know how often, like for me, I am on a health journey and I have reached a point of plateau. Yes, I released a great amount of pounds, but I want to reach a plateau. So I have to make adjustments. What does adjustment look like? Okay, it looks like to my sleep. It looks like to my fun. It looks like to my diet. It looks like to the exercise. Do I need to hire a trainer? It's all those things that I need to do to make sure that I reach my goal. So it's all the things that I reflect and adjust what works best for me. Because in one season, me waking up at 5 a.m. was a good thing. I'm at the gym at 5 a.m. In this season, that's kind of impossible. Sometimes some nights are later than the others where I can make that 5 a.m. or I was trying to make the 5 a.m. and I'm so tired. Yes, I went to the gym at 5 a.m., but I come home and go to sleep. And I didn't maximize my day because I'm so tired, because I'm trying to meet a commitment to the gym, but I'm so tired afterwards. So it's one of those things of you have to constantly adjust and simplify what where possible to ensure that you're using your time and resources effectively. Okay. So I do hope that this was very helpful for you. That the KISS truly use the KISS method is a powerful tool, especially for us as pharmacists to use both um, in your studies as you're preparing for the Naplex and in your professional practice. By embracing just simplicity, you can reduce stress, enhance your productivity, improve overall effectiveness, whether you're preparing for the boards or just optimizing workflows in the pharmacy. The principles of the KISS method is truly can lead to a significant improvements in your overall life, your overall health, your overall being. Just remember that simplicity is not about doing less. It's about focusing on what truly matters and doing it well. Okay? So I thank you guys for joining me. As always, I did hope something I said really stood out to you and you're going to apply. Until next time, remember that pharmacy is on limit if you are. Now go be great. Talk to you guys later and I'll see you next time.